we have a bipartisan participation as advisors in the commission, and we certainly appreciate that advice. Thank you all. A future meeting date, I think, as I mentioned earlier, we pretty much had thought about meeting quarterly. If we do that, I think we're looking at March, April timeframe. Does that seem like a reasonable proposed time? And as we did before, Kathy will send out information, and we'll try to accommodate everyone if possible, but at least as many people as we can. And you know, we want to move this up and down the Rio Grande, and I guess I'd entertain some comments about where we might want to have the next meeting. You know, we've talked about Albuquerque, Socorro, perhaps some other place way north. So does the commission have any thoughts as to where we might want to have the next commission meeting?
Mr. Chair?
Yes.
I'd like to suggest that we have our next meeting central to, you know, maybe Albuquerque, Santa Ana, because then a lot of those, you know, pueblos along the Rio Grande there can come to that as well. Plus, you're going to have a whole lot more public input at that point, because there's other user groups that aren't here but participate heavily in the Bosque area. Mm-hmm. So I think that wherever we have it, we need to make sure that we have the space and accommodation for that.
Other comments on that, or does that sound like a reasonable suggestion?
Sounds good.
Okay. Well, we'll look into that. Now, we had thought about an optional field trip down to Mesilla Valley Bosque State Park to look at some of the Rio Grande trail segments there. Now, what's the weather like now? Is it still raining?
The sun seems to be out.
It's like David Certan's putting it down.
Okay, Dr. Certain, what's the weather check?
You see?
Do you want to move it back to 1 o'clock since we did early? That way folks can get back a little bit early.
At this point, huh?
We had, it looks like we're wrapping up a few minutes early. Could I suggest that we move that up to perhaps 1 o'clock for people that are interested in going? Okay, and I'll let Commissioner Tafoya say where we'll meet.
So we will be meeting at Mesilla Valley Bosque State Park. If you go onto Avenida de Mesilla, and then you turn right at the Bean on 359, and you cross the river, and then you just take a left. And we'll be meeting at the visitor center where the exhibits are, and we'll have a little bit of discussion there, talk a little bit about that. If it's not too muddy or too rainy, we can even go out and take a look at a trail segment. So we will have State Park staff on hand to give you a little bit of an overview and let you take a look around the park. So we welcome anybody to come on out to the park and hope to see you there.
Final comments from the commissioners?
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. Mr. Chairman, I again just want to thank everybody for coming out today, and thank the commission so much for meeting here in Las Cruces, and everyone schlepping yourself to Las Cruces for the meeting. I think you can see we're a community that's really excited about this, and the more people learn about it, the more excitement there is. So also want to encourage, if we can, to maybe put this online. I'm sure you probably already had that idea, but whoever had the idea about getting it out there, it's a great document. That way you can download it and share it with your user groups. And with that, just, you know, want to just kind of put a disclaimer out there, I think, a little bit. This is going to be a lot of hard work, and understanding the topography of New Mexico and kind of how we're able to marry the different interests that people have in this trail is going to be challenging. And setting the right expectation for people about what the future of this is going to look like and what they're going to be able to ultimately do. Those are things that we have yet to work out. And it's, you know, it may be hard to ensure that you have a trail that all groups are going to be able to traverse the entire state because that might require multiple trails in a way, you know, because you're not necessarily going to be doing all those things on the same trail at the same time. So just to have that expectation for people to take back to your groups that, you know, this is going to take work, and I think the commission's charge is to seek maximal opportunities for enjoyment of the trail and as much of it as possible. Is that a fair disclaimer and understanding as we set about this work? So if I can, Mr. Chairman, I think that's an important point.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Other final comments?
Mr. Chair?
Yes.
Just real quick, I do want to thank the public for being here, because you're the driving force behind this. We're only the commission that can guide and direct, but it's really going to be your efforts, your volunteering, your getting the word out and for support. And I just wanted to say I'm really excited about this Las Cruces group, because I thought everywhere we go, we're gonna have to like twist arms and really do the song and dance, because, you know, it's a great project. You guys got me more excited about this. So I want to thank you for taking the time to come and support us as a commission and to get behind us to make this happen, because it's not only going to benefit, you know, the users, it's going to benefit the citizens of New Mexico as a whole when we become that destination area. So thank you for coming today.
Anyone else? If not, we'll adjourn the meeting. Thank you all for coming.